My primary role is just to maintain the quality of our show. I also, within my whole department, I'm in charge of coaching of our PMed department, which is our physical therapy, and also I work with wardrobe very tightly. So we have a very large department here. Yeah.
I have a team of 22, multiple departments: sound, lighting, automation, rigging.
Cruiser is made up of lots of different aspects, and we kind of drew influence from many different medias. Comic books, a bit sci-fi, there's the artwork of Clint. We like the colour schemes of Asia and India, all of the richness and the opulent reds and golds. Most of it is kind of about keeping the magic and sort of really going back to the essence of set.
The most difficult acts, we have a double high wire, which is very technically, it's quite difficult to bring to a certain tension, and we use 3-ton motors actually to pull tension to make sure that the high wire is tight enough for the artists. We also have the Wheel of Death, which is very heavy, very large apparatus, and 2 artists get into it and they spin in it. So we have motors from the roof, or the cupola, what we call the cupola, and then we have guy wires coming from the stage that pull it to a certain tension.
For us, safety is the bottom line. Are the artists safe? Does the costume allow them to do everything they need to do in the costume? So for me, comfortability is extremely important, but we can always find a way to get the designer's desire, like through the fabric and through the printing processes.
As a team, the technical operations team, our priority is to make sure that the artists are safe. We do weekly inspections, we do daily inspections on some of the equipment. If we notice that there's something wrong, we will pull it from the show. And it's unfortunate if it's out of the show for that night, but we need to always make sure that our artists are safe.
goo.gl itself was originally created to go back to the very beginnings of Cirque du Soleil. I mean, it really is about high-level acrobatics and the art of clowning. I think the special thing about it is that it is so relatable. And why it's so relatable? Everybody is on a journey. So we all can just kind of recognize from our innocent character the journey he's on and the connections that he's making along the way. The very young to the very old, they all can relate to it.
But with the trickster as well, these stripes, when you see it, when he's in it in full, the stripes are all in line. So the curves of the lines never stop, they're not interrupted, and it's like it spirals all the way down to the floor. So his shoes are painted to match, the trousers and jacket will match. And this is worn by our contortion girls that you'll see in Act 1. These parts on here, they all bend. So they look like little gems, but actually, as the girls are moving, because it's for a contortion act, none of the costume restricts them. But as I say, from a distance, it just looks super shiny and beautiful and rich, and I think the color scheme is everything that is goo.gl.
I hope that the audience is not just one particular thing. From the moment they walk through our arch until the very end of the show, it's all about the full experience. You take in everything. So again, not one particular thing, but everything.